Please welcome Miss Mindy Yarborough's dad, Mr. Kenny Merrick. Give it up for Mr. Kenny Merrick.
Just get really tight to it, and I'll lower it.
Well, I've cried enough today. I'll try to make it through this without crying again. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming today and celebrate this special day for Kyle and Mindy. For all those that helped with all the preparations, just an awesome job. Very nice indeed. It has also been a pleasure to meet Kyle's parents, Angie and David, Tracy and Sharon. Y'all have raised a fine young man. To my baby girl, I couldn't have been blessed with a more beautiful and sweet daughter. Hardworking, committed, bubbly, and smart. You set high goals for yourself, and through tireless work, you achieve those goals. As I sat down to think about what I wanted to say, hard work and perseverance captured my thoughts. Kind of like your daddy, things didn't always come easy. And to do well or to succeed, you had to have the drive and dedication to achieve those goals. Not only did you finish college while holding a job, but you followed that up with getting accepted into PA school, which first required getting the necessary clinical hours for acceptance, then finishing PA school while earning a doctorate. That's just amazing to me, and I couldn't be more proud. It's a little story about Mindy. It kind of goes back to just hard working. Those of you who know Mindy well know she likes to talk more than most. A lot more. She gets that from her mama, by the way. Well, that wasn't always the case. When Mindy was very young, she didn't speak at all, to the point that some thought she may not be progressing as we thought she should. And it was on her second birthday. Her mother and I and her papa and grandma were at the kitchen table discussing some of our concerns about Mindy. During this discussion, Mindy just happened to be strolling by, and I asked her how old she was. And she looked at me as if I was stupid and said 2. And I immediately stopped that discussion. I said, "There's nothing wrong with this child." As it turns out, Mindy just couldn't hear. I mean, Mindy had numerous ear infections, and the doctors finally decided to put tubes in. Well, the rest is history. We haven't been able to shut her up since. Mindy, I'm so excited to see the life you and Kyle are beginning to share. I love you. Kyle, I've only known you for about a year now, but our first conversation was you asking for permission to marry my daughter. A young man that took a lot of courage and exemplified character. But it was important to you, and it definitely meant the world to me. It's obvious that you were raised with good values and respect for others. This is definitely missing in the world we live in today. So I tip my hat to you and your parents, Angie and Tracy, for a job well done. So I got to know Kyle a little bit over the last year. We've shared a few good meals together, played at the lake, went to a bad Marshall Tucker concert, went to an even worse Virginia Tech football game, done a little fishing, and we've done a little hunting. And during this time I've learned 2 things. Kyle adores Mindy, and he loves pickup trucks. I'm 60 years old, and Kyle has owned more trucks in the past year than I have in my entire life. So, however, I do believe his passion for trucks comes honestly. It's my understanding that his daddy owns a small dealership in his backyard. FYI, Mindy, if Kyle ever tells you he's going hunting, you better make plans to go to the grocery store, because the boy can't shoot. So, last weekend, we got to witness the baptism of my grandbabies, and Mindy became a godmother to her nieces. After the baptism, the pastor shared a message that we should all be humble in what we do. We should listen and think before we speak, and we should never speak while we are angry. The sermon was not necessarily directed at marriages, but the more I thought about it over this past week, it really hit home and reminded me of the mistakes I have made. I promise you both that you will be happier if you don't speak out in anger, because you will both regret what you can't take back. Lastly, do your absolute best not to go to bed angry. Kyle and Mindy, I love you, and may God bless you both on this journey and the new chapter in your lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a great speech. Give it up for my man, Mr. Merritt, one more time. Give him some love. All right, next up, it is now time for Kyle to join the hot seat. His best man's ready to give a speech. Give it up for my new friend, JR.
I've never spoken to one of these before, so you're going to bear with me. There comes a time in everyone's life when they meet their one true love, their soulmate, the person they're going to know and love for the rest of their life. That moment came for Kyle over 10 years ago when he met me. I asked Kyle before I started writing this if there was anything I should or should not say, and he said no. Just don't say anything offensive. So Mindy, this is his fault. So bear with me. I can't say that. I'm not going to say that one either. Shit, I promised Kyle's a good guy. I was pretty nervous giving this speech, so I prepared a few lines, which we snorted earlier, so we're all feeling pretty good right now. I'm joking. Okay, I'll get serious here. My name is JR. Let me just say, Mindy, you look radiant today. As for Kyle, well, my mother always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, right? He tries hard, that's Kyle. And his personality is great too. It makes up for everything going up there in the face area. So like I said, I met Kyle over 10 years ago. Kyle to me is like a brother that I never had. I can call him at any time and he'll be there with no question to ask. And you can always count on him to be there. He's always down to do anything, good or bad. Luckily, we haven't been to jail yet. Kyle has seen me in my lowest lows and my highest highs, and has been there for me through it all. And for that, I am forever grateful. Kyle accomplishments everything he sets his mind to, and today counts one of the biggest accomplishments he's ever had to date. Committing to a woman like Mindy, as well as committing to devoting all the friendship, love that he has within him to another person, his wife and his best friend. I wish these two a lifetime of happiness. It would be an honor for us, for all of us, to witness your journey together. Let's toast to the beautiful bride, Kyle and Mindy.
One more time for my man, JR. Great speech, JR. Y'all didn't know JR was a comedian, did y'all? I mean, he just had jokes and jokes. I'm going to ask him later what the other cards said, though. I want to know what those were. All right, ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least, please welcome my girl Mindy's matron of honor, the beautiful Lindsay. Come on.
For those of you I've not had the pleasure of meeting personally, my name is Lindsay. Thanks, Mom. Thanks. Okay, thanks. Okay. My name is Lindsay. I am Mindy's sister-in-law. I am married to her big brother, Jack. So the first time I met Mindy, she was just 16 years old. I came to Lynchburg for the first time to meet the family. And, I was pretty nervous about it because I really liked this guy. And I felt like the sister could kind of make or break you. So I was really nervous to meet her. But when I met her, I just realized immediately how shockingly beautiful she was at such a young age. But honestly, I do remember how warm and welcome she made me feel. And it was like you knew that we were going to be in each other's lives for a long time to come. So what I've learned about Mindy over the years is that she really is magnetic. People are just drawn to her presence, and it's because she has such an amazing energy, and she just can make you feel welcome in any situation, and she also knows how to have a good time. Cars are drawn to Mindy too. She's been in more accidents in the last couple years than anyone else that I know. An ambulance even had the audacity of hitting her on the way to work.
Not my fault.
It wasn't her fault. So Kyle, don't worry. I think Mindy can personally keep you employed for the rest of your life. Mindy may live in the rolling hills of Virginia, but she is a beach bum at heart. Some of my favorite memories of us together involve the beach, farmers markets, and crab legs. A couple years ago, we were down at the beach and we decided to take a charter fishing trip. Now I say this knowing full well who's in the audience tonight, Nixon family. I have never met a fisherman who does not like to brag about their catch. So we're out there, and Mindy is pulling in these beautiful speckled trout. And she's standing up there and she's like, got one. Could not have been more nonchalant about it. And I'm like, what? But I actually think that speaks volumes about who Mindy is. Her dad just spoke about really the humility that I feel like you live your life with. And you so selflessly serve others. You're a little bit of a pistol, and we'll tell it like it is, but all of that together I think is such an incredible combination, and it makes so much sense to me that you have found a passion in becoming a PA because you're really there for people in the times that they really need you the most. So for those of us who are lucky enough to be loved by Mindy, you always have somebody in your corner. She just has the biggest heart. And I always wondered who would be lucky enough to call Mindy their wife. And then I heard about this guy named Kyle. The first time I met Kyle, we were down at the beach. And right away, you could tell that there was just something very different about your relationship. You could really see how much you cared about each other, and you just seemed to fit. We put Kyle through the ringer right away because he got to live with us for several days and our sleep challenged 8-month-old. But you took it in so much stride, and it was honestly like you'd been a part of the family the whole time. When it was time for you to leave, you packed up the truck and you were headed down the road, and we were kind of watching you get away. And right at the end of the street, there was a car that had pulled over, and they were broken down. They had a flat tire or something. And Mindy didn't even miss a beat. She goes, I bet he pulls over to help them. And sure enough, you did. And, at the beginning of a trip, that's like the last thing you want to do is pull over before you get out of the driveway. But I thought in that moment, you just showed what a compassionate person that you are, and you also have that huge heart and willingness to serve others. And I think that's such an amazing foundation for you two to have as you start the journey of marriage together. Mindy, I grew up with a brother, but I never realized how much I wanted or needed a sister until I met you. I thought sisters were supposed to steal each other's clothes and fight all the time, but that just couldn't be further from us. You've been the most amazing confidant, and you have such a generous and kind soul. I may be older than you, but I do truly look up to you in the way that you carry yourself. You're the most amazing aunt and godmother to our girls. You've driven through the night to welcome them into the world. You've outfitted them with an enviable wardrobe. They have a personal toy store that they can shop from now because of your generosity. And you celebrate their milestones, no matter how small they are. You truly deserve only the best in life, and I'm so thrilled that you have found such a great partner in Kyle. You both are so loved by me and everyone else in this room. So we are so happy for you today and can't wait to see what the journey of marriage will hold for you forever. So with that, would everyone please join me in a toast and wish Kyle and Mindy just the absolute best in life.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you give it up one more time for Mr. Merrick, JR, and my girl, Lindsay?